Olá, bom dia, and welcome to the Praia de Roche, Portugal, hosting the World Beach Ultimate Championships 2025, and we're bringing you a scintillator from the mixed division. It is Canada versus Italy. Myself, Hannah Penderbury, on the call alongside Becky Thompson, and it's going to be a spanking game, Becky.
Yeah, this one, another great game today. We've had so many incredible rounds of action already in the power pools, and Canada topping their pool coming into this one, beating Philippines this morning as well. Italy, meanwhile, that one loss to USA earlier in the pools, and beating France, and coming into this looking for another big matchup.
Well, first looking at, of course, what happened and wrapped up yesterday. You see Canada 5-0, and indeed the Italians, as you already mentioned, taking that one loss to the very well-tooled USA side. But this is a really amazing mixed division. So many nations have come in with the full flush of their talent.
Yeah, you get a look at the power pools here. Power pool E and F, the top 6 teams right now in this tournament, or 6 in each, top 12. They will all head into the pre-quarter games, these power pools, to determine seeding. Meanwhile, those lower power pools, the top 2 can cross up.
So Andrea Fantini, our player to watch for the Italians, a real dynamo on the sand. One of the shortest statured athletes, but don't underrate him. He is so good at flow motion offense and is really well connected with this team.
And on the Canadian side, Anushka Beaudry has been dominating for this team. 10 goals, 13 assists, one of the World Games members, getting that silver medal in China as well. And she will be controlling the offense here for Canada.
Well, I have to say, it's quite a statement. For those of you who don't have a knowledge of the depth of ultimate history, Italy never really used to prioritise the mixed division. It's been season after season after season that they're coming out with their very best. But a great condition for our matchup today.
Yeah, really, really nice. Conditions really good here. Not very much wind at all, and the players will certainly be enjoying that.
Well, starting us out on offence will there be the Canadians, and an out-of-bounds pull. 3 female matching points, so I'm sure that's off the paws of Carmen Legala in the Dino cap. They've got a Rimini line going, has this Italian side.
Yeah, a lot of the players coming out of the Rimini program, and well known on the sand, of course, as well, Hannah.
Indeed, and hosts of one of the premier beach tournaments in the world for a very long time now, Paganello. So a little bit of softness and poaching to try and slow things down. Justin Podner pops back. Obviously such a rangy athlete. Around to Underhill. Then the inside. Patient and smooth. Nice bit of point and shoot. Just keeping things very conservative, and then finds the wide open Anushka Beaudry. Well, it slowed them down, but I'm not sure how effective that Italian offense was.
Yeah, the defense there from Italy coming down with a zone look to start this one off, and it did look for a second that Canada weren't sure what they were looking at. They weren't able to set up their normal isolation cutting sets, but then adapting, and Podnar and Underhill working really well together. Beaudry cleared out of that handling space, let them work it up against the 2 FMP matching marks as well there from Italy, and then was able to just bide her time in the end zone. Nice inside shot there from Underhill, a wide open Beaudry.
Well, communication is such an important part of zone offense on any surface, but really in terms of out here on the sands, needs to be a little bit more chatter than that perhaps. But either way, a clean hold for the Canadians, 8 passes to do it. So local time here, just coming up on 20 past 11 in the morning. Beautiful hot day here in the Praia de Roche. Algarve, of course, a real true holiday destination, which is what you get with these beach championships. Grossi. Sissi Rochello driving towards the backspace now underneath. It's the inside and the little look over the shoulder, but no one's there able to redeem it. Girotto had a look, but Grossi's throw straight out of bounds.
Grossi was running out of options there, was really forced to having to put that up.
Vasiliev Takes a nice curvature on that one. Tremblay-Jonca around. Change part. Really patient, calm offense from Canada. A little bit scrambly now, though. Squeezed out by Jay. Back to Vasiliev. Great defense being played by the Italians. Oh, but that's a silky smooth one, trying to lace it through, but it is interrupted. A nice early bid, and the takeaway from Samuele Ruscello.
Ruscello doing such a good job to be aware that Tejpar was cutting into that space and poached off his mark in order to make that block.
Well, recovery potentially here for the Italians. Arturo Laffi just striding forth. Laffiata immediately streaking towards the deep space. Grossi coming through. Oh, and that's low and zippy, and his easy pickings taken away by Tremblay-Jonca. Vasiliev with no mark. Getting this stoic offense from the Canadians. Really lovely hand, the defense, and there's the takeaway. Fantastic footwork from Alberto Girotto, who picked up. Laffiata in stretch and space, now trying to milk every drop. Grossi across, oh, and Laffi will get the others going. That's a hold for the Italians, one apiece.
And that was really down to the reset defense of Girotto there, and the Italians very happy to flash in the lane to stop the upfield options and then marking out those resets when needed. Really well done to get the disc back there for their offensive hold. 2 turnovers, though. I don't think they'll be completely happy, of course, with that offensive point. Canada may take some more wins from that, knowing that they got the disc off them twice and kept their offense on the sand as long as they possibly could. Get a shot at that throw there. Laffiata, we know she has those throws in her. We've seen her do it so often. So she'll want that one back, but Girotto getting the big block back, and then the Canadian defense here just trailing all the way. And then an easy goal.
Well, it took 2 goes at it, but they got there in the end. But all quiet so far. It's ice cool Canadian offense to start us off, so let's see what they can do again, and if it will be intensity of match from the Italians. Looks to be so. Podnar underneath, in stride. Big separation down pitch, but doesn't like the looks. Baudry grinding under, but running a little bit out of room. That's a nice one to expose the soft side. Underhill now, steps around. Doesn't take it, slices into Podnar. Baudry trying to ignite the footwork. High stall situation, puts it out on a bounce, and that will do. Very nicely collected by JJ Edwards.
Canada there doing a nice job of isolating. You see a conversation between Podnar and Barsasi. Little hug there, I think, just discussing a potential push-off. Barsasi was mimicking that motion after, but looks like all resolved between the 2 players. And going to say before that, Hannah, Canada, a really nice job of just isolating 2 players in the end zone. The other 2 handlers staying out, allowing for Edwards to have that entire far side of the end zone to work towards and getting themselves the hold.
Yeah, the big goat man, JJ Edwards, 34 years old. So eligible to play for the Masters division if he wanted to choose to do so here at this championship, but still happy to run around in the seniors. But I think there might have been a little bit of a miscue on the defence, though, because that was very much an open side throw. But the Canadian O-line, perfect so far. Showing deservedly how they took that top spot in the initial pool stages. And, of course, those results carrying across and through as we head into the business end. Laffy around to Lafiata. High release this time. Oh, and that's a stretch to Scazzieri. Nice to see her back. She took a very big hit in that first showcase game, and you can see the little protective cage around the nose now. Great grab.
Yeah, that one looking like it rattled her a little bit too, but not too badly. That's a great grab from Scazzieri, and the vision from Lafiata to see the cut and release the high release backhand there as well. Can see the smiles on their faces. A nice, easy, clean offensive hold here from the Italian team. A good response after their slightly shakier start on offense before. Get another look at it. Lafiata in such big separation there, and then just pops it over the top to Scazzieri. Excellent vision.
Yeah, that's really like a throw open of the player. You know Scazzieri's got the speed, and boom, boom goes the dynamite. Of course, Lafiata fell in love with sport, and Paganella and a Tequila Boom Boom player. And of course, if you're not been paying attention this season, Tequila Boom Boom coming out the women's division on grass, stealing away the World Club spot away from the current reigning European champion side, BFD.
Yeah, a big upset in that division, but the Italian program has just been developing so much over the last few years. We've seen it in the youth scene, the under-24 program, the mixed team getting that silver medal in EUC in Limerick as well. The Italians have been building very, very strongly over the last few years.
Yeah, massive credit to all of the coaches bringing these young athletes through to very fine fettle indeed. But still some legends and vets of the sport here. Underhill bringing us in play to Wang. Ding now. Finds Beaudry. A little stumble over the top, pick call. And staying down in the stand is Alice Novelli. I think if anything is going to be a pick, having your teammate right in front of you and you action rolling over the top of them, it's probably a fair shout, but the Canadians don't like the call.
Canadians, I think, just unaware that the call even happened. Can see the pick there, not able to get and set a force on Wang. That's definitely a pick here.
So there was a pick call before the throw.
Yeah, before the throw.
Do you think this affected the goal over here?
Yeah. Like, I think you bid and you didn't have the time to recover and put on a mark before throwing, and the pick didn't affect her, which was ultimately the
maybe
goal.
Your throw. Yeah, did this, no?
Yes.
So she couldn't mark you.
Yes, but she also bid. You can watch the. There was nobody defending me.
Because I was stopped.
Do you think you can reach an agreement?
Can we get your
Sounds
opinion?
like I can't give you a perspective on that play.
Okay, then.
Okay, so the disc would come back to you. You guys make up the positional disadvantage. Okay.
Can I bring
Well, no perspective from the GA, Becky. What's yours?
I mean, you see
Let's
it
get
on
back to
that
playing,
shot
okay?
there.
Wait.
I think Wang saw the defender on the ground, Novelli, and just thought that she had bid for the play, but was unaware that Novelli was actually taken out by Casarini on the play. So that definitely is a pick. She wasn't able to set a force in time there, and that this is the right decision for it to come back, Hannah.
This coming in on one.
So Claire Wang. Are we going to get an action replay of the same throw? No, swing this time to Beaudry. Big mark from the frame of Lagala. They're going to head up though and do exactly the same thing, just a couple of extra throws in between. Anushka Beaudry grinding up line, and that will be a hold for the Canadians, but didn't look so easy this time.
Yeah, definitely not as easy. Italy turning on a little bit of pressure, coming out with a match defense there. And Baudry so often on the throwing end of these discs into the end zone, showing her speed into that upline space as well, being marked by the likes of Carmen Legala, an excellent defender, and Baudry making it look easy. Canada keeping their lead in this one.
Well, the throw from Claire Wang as well, absolutely inch perfect. Legala on the chase on the inside channel, sort of swings the arm out, but that one just bang on the money. And of course, we have every single athlete on this Canadian roster playing this game, Becky.
Yeah, throughout the pool stages, this Canadian team was resting 2 of each gender. They've got a big roster, I think a chance for them to develop some chemistry. They also, of course, don't have the opportunity to have as many trainings before they come to these World Championships. So throughout the week, you see them honing through those chemistry matchups, figuring out their pairings, their lines, and getting better as they go. But this game, all of the team here playing, Hannah.
Big pull from Tremblay-Jonca. It's going to land just out of bounds. Just the faintest touch of breeze. This fine Portuguese late morning. Not quite the afternoon just yet. But reaching nearly the midday sun. And of course, what a change from the setup days where this tournament complex was nearly being blown apart by storms. Girotto with the around to Fantini. Scazzieri threatening centre of the end zone in that big mask. Grossi into Scazzieri, going to take to track it down, as she does. That extra bit of boost. Ruscello has isolation. Fantini now. Fantini up line, Girotto tempted. Needs something a little closer. Now Grossi steps out, and that is an easy backhand. Taken in by Scazzieri. Really nice flow and patience to unlock the door. Fun little celebration there from Scazzieri as well. I think embracing the mask that she's wearing here and cutting so quickly in that end zone. She times her cuts really well, was holding her space until she's needed, and then makes it look so simple. Mott unable to keep pace with Scazzieri in the end zone there as well. You see Mott just not able to turn at the same speed as Scazzieri, and an easy goal there for Italy. So, a clean performance since the second point of this game, where we had 4 turnovers, 2 each. And we're starting to really see the rhythm of these two sides. Games, of course, maximum score cap of 13, half at 7. Although no break for half-time, which is actually quite a pleasant spectator experience out here.
Yeah, nice and quick, just a mirrored half, switching ends. Makes it very fast-paced for us as well, but no chance for the teams to take a second and reassess before the next half. Only 1 timeout per team in these games as well, so used in a very strategic way.
A little bit late to the fielding of the pull there for Podnar. Baudry reaches. A little late to the party, but well handled for Podnar as he falls. Canadians find a little bit of separation. It's Underhill, but it's undercooked and taken away by Tognetti. Oh, but that's a great interruption. Good vision. The poach off from Podnar.
Podnar just left his check there. Knew that that disc was going to be looking into that space.
Underhill, nice faking. Inside channel open. Back up to the feet. Now Baudry, metre away from the tape. Reset too far away, left a little on an island until Underhill's there. Throws away the mark, into the bin it goes, and Henrichka Baudry for the next goal in this game.
Baudry with her 3rd goal of this game as well, and the first turnover we've seen from this Canadian O-line on that point there, Hannah. I think Italy will be pretty happy they were able to force them into that difficult situation, but their D-line offense there, not able to recognize the poach of Podnar, who gets the disc back for Canada. And then Canada on the second time of asking, Baudry, you see, going for that huck to Underhill. And then immediately Podnar, he's right in the middle here, leaves his check, recognizes the disc coming, and gets a big block.
Well, also very active marks. I love the way Kevin Underhill just shakes his assignment into the dust, almost like he's knocking them off. You know, we see the players like knock the sand off the disc a little bit. That's the way he shakes and bakes, just giving himself every opportunity to throw exactly what he wants. But no breaks as yet. All on serve. Laffi around to Lafiata. Pagliarani. Not the separation Rukl desired. Pagliarani around to Lafiata. Oh, it's a lofter. Going to be difficult to track down. You can see just turning like a spindle. Andrea Fantini loses sight, and Keith McRae capitalizes.
So similar to a throw we saw from Lafiata earlier in the game to Scazzieri, backing that throw, but Fantini just unfortunately was having to run backwards to try and track it down, and it gave chance for the defense to catch up.
Turcotte just commits to the around and off towards the bank, but taken, oh my goodness, fingertips on it for Laffi, but still reaches the mark, and there's the first break for Canada. Jessie Sang bringing it in.
Celebrations there from the Canadians, enjoying themselves after that break. Turcotte did an excellent job there, Hannah, to watch the disc all the way into his hands despite the touch from Laffi. Laffi was so close to getting that block, and it can be so hard, even when a defender doesn't touch it, to then make sure you still catch that disc. So a lot of credit to Turcotte for his calm-headedness there. You get a shot at Lafiata's throw. Fantini was initially open, but unfortunately just too much float on it. And then Laffi so close to that block. Canada will be thrilled with that first break here, Hannah.
You already called it, Becky. It was the focus of Turcotte that really just saved the day there. I love that little celebration as well. A 5-time Canadian national title winner is Turcotte. Of course, plays his ultimate for Goat and Rush, but not his first time representing TC on beach. He was in Huntington 2 years ago. And of course, the Italians will have the chance to level the score in the second half. Just one break despite the 2 deficit.
You do wonder if at any point Italy will cross over some of their D-line players to offense as well. There's some incredible players on the D-line for Italy. Carmen Lagala, Barsazzi as well. 2 of the best offensive players in Europe who, if Canada gets a few more breaks, you might hope to see them cross over.
Well, and beach world medalists in the club side. Certainly there were questions asked of Eugenio of JJ Festa's line management in our last showcase game for the Italian side. Girotto to Lafiata. Then Ruscello. Oh, an offhand dish, and just about makes the catch. Scazzieri.
Scazzieri with her 3rd goal of the game as well. So effective in that end zone space, has been unguardable really by any of the Canadian defenders. When Scazzieri is in that space, you know that Italy want to get her the disc, and they make it look so easy there, Hannah.
Well, and there is the big man, Eugenio Festa, was a big part of a impeccable U20s coaching program back in Padova. But let's talk about the veteran of the sport, though, Irene Scazzieri, having a ball out here.
Scazzieri, one of the best cutters in the game, played for Fury in the USA scene this year as well, and really dominated there, showing what she can do here on the sand. Just always open in the end zone. Excellent hands to make that grab too. She is a talent to watch.
Indeed, and a proper Frisbee family pedigree as well, of course. Sofia Scazzieri, the sister. I'm sure she'll be watching this one and cheering from at home. And wonderful to see her back, of course, taking that knock to the face earlier stages. And a big shout out to all of the medical teams, whether the ones at the tournament proper or those brought alongside to support these athletes. Pick call.
I think maybe a foul call discussion. You see Barsazi imitating the push-off. Podnar sometimes frequently in these call discussions as well, Hannah.
I think it's a good match, though. Barsazi's got a great attitude.
Every time that he runs, he do it this and do it this. I tell you to him, I will start to use more physics, so be attention.
I don't think
it's the third time.
I don't think he's allowed to just push me down.
There was a situation between two of you. Probably
we talked about it.
Yeah.
It was fine, right? I said I was going to stop and watch my physicality going like this. I stopped doing that, but then on this point, I just get shoved to the ground.
No, the thing is also here when you call it, you do it like this because it's the only move you have the possibility to be ready.
Okay.
So if you start, I do it. If you don't touch me, I don't touch you. Okay?
Okay. My
Guys,
issue is like
we know that this is a non-contact sport.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
We should avoid the contact.
Yeah.
So please remain
I'm calling
avoiding.
Foul. You're putting two
and
hands.
I'm contesting.
Okay. Whether there's no resolution for this, you have to contest.
All right.
Okay.
If you want, I don't use, but you don't use the contact, okay?
All right, yeah.
Okay?
Sure.
It's only communication, I understand to everybody.
Okay.
I tell
It's
you
your
time.
game.
Second time is the third.
This is the second time, dude.
It's the third.
Okay, we should
Now
resolve the
happen.
call.
Let's go.
And I tell you here, stay
It's foul.
attention.
Guys, we should resolve the call. Please avoid the contact. Please avoid the contact. And let's go. Okay? All good.
Well, I mean, we know that David Barsazi, the businessman himself, likes a bit of a chat. I think it's obviously scrambling around the sand, both athletes cutting real hard, but yeah, a little bit too much touching. But all resolved. Underhill on the around. Now the acreage for Imon, but it's going to be tracked down. Look at the wheels on Anushka Beaudry, leaving Carmen Legala for dust.
Hannah, Italy are going to have to find an answer for Beaudry's cutting. Her fourth goal of this game. She's been so quick in the upline space and now doing it on a deep cut as well. Kevin Underhill with the vision to see the cut of Beaudry over the top of several other players. Get another look at it there, all the way to the far side. And an easy catch for Beaudry. Really beautiful touch on that throw, Hannah.
Well, with a five-a-side format and on this surface, beach is such a simple game. And it's almost a cheat code having Underhill and Beaudry together. So difficult to interrupt.
Yeah, they have been really dangerous. If one of them is either in the throwing lanes and the other is in the cutting lanes, and they're happy to work together and trade off whoever is having the better matchup to cut deep. You can see some frustrations, I think, already boiling over a little bit here. Podnar and Barsazi in those discussions, both of them looked a little bit frustrated after that last point, so that will be a matchup that we should keep our eye on as well.
Well, hopefully it doesn't get any much spicier than it already has, and we can focus on the game. Oh, a little pop-up, but good stature. Lafiata, that extra range. Lafi on the underneath. Nearly a block for Turcotte. And now Lafi on the run. Girotto. Oh, that is a throw with vision. Take that, man, to Specsavers. Have him design a couple pairs of frames. That was tasty.
The vision for that throw, like you just said there, Hannah, absolutely incredible. That is the definition of a thrower-led play, really throwing his teammate open. That cut, not a lot of throwers would have seen that. Truly beautiful to watch.
The master indeed. I mean, it's not necessarily a household name, the name of Alberto Girotto, but look at that. One thinks, Becky, by the end of this championship, there's going to be a few more Girotto fans out there.
Oh, absolutely. He's been a pleasure to watch. A nice little celebration thereafter as well. But so far, Hannah, Italy unable to get a break on this Canadian team. They've struggled to find an answer for the combination of Underhill and Baudry. Be interesting to see what they come out with here. Carmen Lagala set to pull.
Well, the Italians certainly have been the messier team. Their O-line's had 3 turnovers and just that one for Canada. Underhill. Oh, just going coast to coast. That is just the definition of unfair. Anushka Baudry, and again, Lagala just has no response.
Kevin Underhill, another perfect throw to Baudry in that space. I think some teams still may be expecting for Baudry to come back to the disc because she's been such a talented thrower, but Underhill making that so easy. Baudry in so much space in the end zone.
Well, that will take us to the half-time here. Canada 7, Italy 5. Second half about to get underway at the World Beach Ultimate Championships 2025. Mixed division action for us. Power pool stages. Canada looking picture perfect against the Italians.
And just the one break for the Canadian team. They've converted on 1 out of 3 of break chances so far. Italy have had 1 break chance but not able to convert on that. Very few turnovers from both of these teams, but Italy still need to find a solution on defense.
And of course this isn't knockout yet as that pool lands out of bounds. Italians start the second half on offense, which is just the natural rhythm of this one now. But it will be, of course, a case of making it through the knockout stage, the top 16 of this really deep mixed division. But the Italians needing to find some kind of response and just keep on punching in these O-holds. Isolation for Rochello. Well, Scazzieri now trotting to the underneath. Pagliarani taking advantage of the poach off, but very tight-handed defense on Girotto. Scazzieri on the underneath instead. Zips it through. Oh, and it's a takeaway from Tremblay-Jonca.
That disc needed to be put further in front of the receiver there. Tremblay-Jonca was hunting for that D.
Well, Italians being pushed out of their natural position. Can the Canadians pounce and capitalise again? Collie Mott through. Sisterly Love. Then Vasiliev. Oh, throws to the soft side with a sharp blade, and that will be another break for Canada. Tremblay-Jonca with the bookends.
Tremblay-Jonca celebrating there. Canada, another break on the board, and what a time to do it right out of half as well, Hannah. Extending their lead 8-5 now, and we've seen so many throws in this game that have just had so much vision to them. Tremblay-Jonca with the big layout D. He was always hunting in that underspace, and Vasiliev here, beautiful vision to find Tremblay-Jonca in the end zone as well. The creativity from both of these teams has been a joy to watch.
Well, starting how they mean to go on. The second half opening with another break for the Canadians.
That's 100% every time.
And I agree. that throw from Vasiliev. That is a high percentage pass.
And it's a very hard one to defend as well when the disc is coming over your back shoulder as a defender, especially on the sand. It's hard to gain those yards to catch up, and Canada have just been so clinical with those throwing options.
Fantini to Grossi. And Girotto. Nice movement now. The Italian MMP is going to work, and that is a great slicer for Laffy. And a little bit of freestyle.
Laffy having fun with that one. Scazzieri was open as an option as well there for Italy, so multiple options. Fantini going for the big around flick instead, and Italy staying within touching distance here. A nice response after the break, but the story so far, Hannah, has really been Italy's defense, and they have not been able to get enough turns from this Canadian team and generate really that pressure. You see Fantini here, just a nice big arc on that. Turcotte was in the space, but when the disc is falling like that, it's really hard to go and make a play.
I've got to say, Becky, I actually quite like running the MMP Dominator set for the Italians. Those three lads are used to playing with each other, of course, on open sides, a little bit of club love as well. But just using those connections and that cohesion very effectively to nosh up yards. So Italy's D-line need to come out and put something together. Baudry churning towards a deep space. I'm sure every single athlete that's had to defend Carmen Lagala this season is not enjoying seeing her get a taste of her own medicine. It's a throw over the shoulder. It was a soft mark out of Casarini and an easy goal for Chloé Aymon.
Chloé Aymon just wide open in that space. Baudry on the stats board again. Her first assist of this game has been dominating, and Carmen Lagala trying her best to put pressure on Baudry, took away the deep option on this occasion, but Baudry showed why that is so dangerous. As soon as she's taken away on the deep option, she will go under and then throw for the goal. Get a look at some of her best moments now. She has been unstoppable, Hannah.
Well, a real beachy frame. You can see the long limbs of Anushka Baudry just churning through the sand. So delicate, so talented. You can really see the commitment she's put into learning the game. So Canada up 2 breaks with just under 10 minutes remaining of regulation time. Of course, 45 minutes in total, although chatting to one of the video analysts, Connor Hogan, earlier on this championship, said he probably reckons about 22 minutes that the disc is actually in live play.
Yeah, it's not very much time. There's a lot of time still between points, even with a shorter game, and it looks like just a pick-up field here, Hannah.
So time not on the side of the Italians, with a 3-point deficit. And their failure thus far to really have put the Canada O-line under any real pressure. Ruscello, nice find to Laffiata. Fantini up line, oh, and it's just too much. Laffiata really not having a good day at the office.
Yeah, that one just mis-executed, and you still have to wonder here, Hannah, 9-6 down, Italy not crossing over any of those D-line players. Be nice to see someone like Carmen Lagala come out on offense. She's had the Baudry matchup all day, but an incredible offensive player.
Out of bounds call by Fantini. You are allowed to put your foot under the tape and take it with you on beach.
I very much felt like I caught the disc. I didn't feel this until I caught it.
You can give my perspective as well. And
what do you reckon, Becky?
think that Wang's foot
Would you like my
did
perspective?
just go underneath
Would you like my
the
perspective,
tape there.
Nicole?
Hard to see, but I think that
From my
is
perspective,
just
the receiving
inbounds.
player had beneath the tape. So it's in.
It's a finesse rule. You are not allowed to touch the tape.
Okay.
Because that obviously is still out of bounds, obviously, when you're making the catch, but you can take it with you if you land inbounds and drag it. It's back in play. Another great chance for the Canadians, but it is a little bit too spicy. Tejpal does a great job of tracking it. But a short pitch opportunity for the Italians. Scazzieri goes back to Ruscello. Pagliarani. Oh, and it's a trust throw, but it is taken away. I think a little bit of contact. Ruscello got a hand to it, but not enough. Risky business.
Fantini released that disc before Ruscello had turned to look properly, and it was a bit short. Tejpal had him marked out there as well, Hannah, so maybe just a rushed option, getting excited being close to the end zone.
Well, 50% excitation, 50% sheer frustration, and a timeout being called by Canada. I like that as a move. You've got one to use per game, and Collie Mott just says, we've only got 5.5 minutes, let's think about this and punch it in.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of tiredness setting in there for the Canadians as well. Still up here at 9-6, Hannah.
Second half, late stages in the game in our mixed power pool divisions here at the World Beach Ultimate Championships 2025. This game going out to you on YouTube for free, but if you want to catch every drop of the action, every grain of sand here in Portimão, grab yourself a subscription, ultiworld.com/subscribe. And of course, if you really want to get all the access, get yourself the full subscription, and you can talk to the likes of us in Discord. It's a real party in there, Becky, as you get to see a little shot of Ultiworld's own Liam Grant right there.
Yeah, Liam Grant often on the mic with us, Hannah, but playing for Ireland at this World Championship and enjoying this game as much as we are, I assume.
Oh, he always loves a good game of Ultimate. I have to say, the track pants of the Ireland Open squad, a real minty fresh look. But focusing back on the play at hand, the Canadians with another big ripper, and that is going to be far too far. An admirable track down from Claire Wang, but after the timeout, they give it up.
Yeah, definitely a called play out of that timeout there, Hannah. Jonka coming under, and Wang had set off quite early for that deep cut. The throw was definitely on, the option was on, but just put too far in front of Wang.
So must hold really for the Italians now. You could see them making up a 3-point deficit, those two breaks, but it's going to be a tough ask to shut down this Canadian O-line. Pagliarani with the big fakes and then feists it through. Ruscello out into space. A battle underneath it, but Scazzieri with the better read. Dicey, but it'll do.
Scazzieri had no right to make that grab there, Hannah. Wang had the better position and was boxing Scazzieri out, but had the vision on the disc all the way, took a couple steps back and tracked it down. Another excellent goal here from Scazzieri. Get another look at it now. Wang in front. Scazzieri just read it better on that occasion.
Yeah, it's almost like the reverse box out. You talk about defenders sort of getting that line and holding it. But sometimes a wily offensive player like Scazzieri just knows where it's going to drop.
And Italy, Hannah, in need of a break now. Time nearly out in this one. and crossing over Scazzieri to the D-line. Nice to see some adjustments here from this Italian team. Now is the time to break.
Carmen Lagala with the pull. Just under 2 minutes remaining of regulation time here. And we will apply, of course, soft cap rules as is traditional for a World Federation event. Doesn't like the look of the deep cut, but will take it at the last moment. Oh, an undercooked defensive effort, the easiest of catches for JJ Edwards. And that is just demoralizing for the Italian defense.
A really nicely set up pull play there from the Canadians, making it look so easy. Edwards was so deep in that space by the time the disc went up from Beaudry, but with a thrower like Beaudry, that is an easy shot for her to make as well. Get another look at it here. The Canadian players were all the way over on the far side in a side stack, holding their space, allowing for Edwards to have the entire deep space all to himself. Great effort defensively, but Edwards able to just watch it all the way into his hands.
Well, watching this one back this evening, I'm sure Riccardo Venturoli is going to find that one a bit of a bitter pill, but what focus from Anushka Beaudry. A lesser athlete would have just said, okay, that one's not on, as there was that softening from Venturoli. He just let Edwards have a couple extra steps and she was like, oh, all right then, bosh. So 10-7. The Italians hoping it's going to be a game to 11, gives themselves a potential way back through. And that gift of a pull with only half a pitch to play. Girotto starting to make some soft movements. But it's just a single pass goal to Samuele Ruscello. Little chef's kiss on the sidelines.
Italy just punishing that pull, choosing to take it on the sideline, and one pass offense, exactly what you need at this point in the game. Easy option. Canada, I think, all guarding that open side, being too protective of the near sideline, and in the conditions we have out here, not very much wind, of course, those far side break options are so on, and Italy taking full advantage.
I did like the movement in as well around the disc, kind of that sort of, I don't know how to use the word to describe it, just that soft movement of Girotto towards the handler space. I feel like, oh, I'm probably going to be the person that's active, I'm closest to the disc, that's what we've been driving quite a lot of our offense so far, and just zips it, tape to tape.
A game to 11 here, Hannah.
What would your defensive strategy be, Becky?
My strategy would be to call over some of your best players to this Italian D-line to get the matchups right. And you've got Barsazzi, Scazzieri, and Carmen Lagala out on the sand right now. But it is about the matchups and being able to put pressure on the likes of Beaudry into a difficult situation, keep her away from the play.
That was nearly a perfect pull, that little bit of extra curvature on the last moment, but a brick to start. So your matchups, you've got Podnar and Barsazzi. Barsazzi, love that. You've got Venturoli right at the back space with Edwards. And Tognetti guarding Underhill. Beaudry this time guarded by Scazzieri. Going for speed instead of stature. A little bit of hesitation. Emont on the underneath. Beaudry up line. Oh, and just a simple backhand to seal the deal. 11 Canada, 8 Italy, and that showed the class of the North American outfit.
And Anushka Beaudry, Hannah, involved in 8 out of the 11 scores for Canada here today. 5 goals, 3 assists. Italy had no answer to Baudry here, and a well-deserved victory. See Baudry just streaking up line, looks for that initial dish back, and then easily finds Edwards in the end zone, and it had to be Baudry with the winning pass in this game.
Absolute monster, Anushka Baudry. Well, we've been saying her name for many, many years, and will for sure for years to come, but she is out here to play, ladies, gents, and all of you in between. This is absolutely phenomenal work from the number 13 shirt. We said she'd be one to watch, and boy, oh boy, did she deliver. 100% holds for the Canadian O-line. The Italians, a little steps off the mark.
Yeah, and they only had that one break opportunity in the game as well, not able to convert on it. The story there, not able to generate turnovers from the Canadian O-line, get the discs off the like of Baudry. Look at that, 5 goals, 3 assists, incredible performance. JJ Edwards doing well as well, and Italy will want to have another shot at this, and they may get one later in the tournament, Hannah, but Canada looking really, really dominant in this one.
Well, the mixed power pool stages rattling underway and giving us plenty of action out here on the sands in Portimão. Has to be said, there were quite a few throwing errors from the Italians. They weren't bang on the money, but the Canadian defenders, wily as it gets, plenty of proper blocks taken away by the big boys in red. And reading it perfectly, the Canadians will advance through, take another win to their record here at the World Beach Ultimate Championships 2025. Canada 11, Italy 8.